Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. That's Annette Maya. My name is Annette. I'm a Ugandan and I'm here based in Uganda. For those who want to contact me, here are my contact details. And of course, I prefer being contacted via Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn. But I'm more active, on Instagram and Twitter. Sorry. Yes. So today I'm going to be talking about excelling in your academics, or how to really perform good, in all subjects, or in subjects that are considered or termed to be difficult. I'm going to be talking about this basing on my personal experience. So if something doesn't apply to you, I'm sorry, but I'm going to give you the tips, I always use to get A pluses, in classes that, students say, oh, that class is so hard. Tip number 1, before you start the course or the subject, get time and, just read, and just have the basic, or the foundation understanding of that subject. You always have the chance to register, these courses or classes before the semester starts. So, go to the internet, the information is there. Most of these things, have been worked on. There's almost nothing that hasn't been, talked about. All these things have been talked about. Go to the internet, study about that course, and just have, that basic understanding of it before the class starts or before the semester commences. To be honest with you, if you go to any class where you don't know anything about it, you're gonna get bored. I'm telling you, it's so boring. But if you go to class, with that background, with that, basic understanding of it, or the foundation knowledge about it, you will be able to follow up. And you will be able to, to just be active in the class. The next tip is, when you go to any class, provided you like it, be active, participate in the class. If the professor or if the teacher asks questions, say what do you think? Don't be shy, say what you think. I am telling you, when I'm in any class, provided I'm fine physically and mentally, emotionally, if I'm fine, I'll always participate in any class I go to. I always participate. And even if the professor asks a question, I'll always say what I think. If it's right or wrong, I always say it. You'll be surprised. For me, I never forget answers that have been given to me by professors, or answers that have been said by my classmates, if I say the wrong answer in the beginning. In brief, I never forget corrections. I never. If I say wrong answer and the professor gives me a right answer, I never forget that. Forever. That's why I participate a lot in the class. And while doing that, ask as many questions as you can. But wait, it might be hard for you to ask questions if you don't have that basic understanding of the subject, right? So when you do, a brief, overview of the course, and you just do, some reading about the course, it enables you to understand what the teacher is teaching, and then gives a chance or the room to ask, questions in class. And when you're in class, ask as many questions as you can. This helps a lot. This is one of the best ways, for you to learn. This, helps you to minimize on the time you'll be spending when you are doing the revision for exams. And as well, it just helps you, to understand the subject broadly. Because when you ask, look, the professors cannot talk about everything in class. Their classes are limited in terms of time. So if you ask so many questions, it enables it just enables you to learn as much as you can from the professor. And you can actually ask professors even after class. You can send them emails. Yeah, of course. Some students will be like, oh my goodness, she talks a lot. With whom were you when you were doing, your interviews? You were on your own. you are at the university, you are paying your tuition or somebody else is paying your tuition, it has nothing to do with your classmates. So if there are those people who don't like you to ask questions, it's okay. Let them be. You also be. It's your learning. It's your education. Nobody else's. So don't be like, oh, I want to ask questions. How will others feel? Hey, you must know, the reasons why you are at the university. Once you know those reasons, then you stop that drama. Don't. Just make sure you learn as much as you can. Then the third thing is that after the class, spare 1 hour. Don't go TikTok. Give Instagram a break. Spend that 1 hour. Go search for a book that explains. Go and look for a chapter that explains what you studied about in that subject. Then after reading a book, then go and look for published papers, both reviewed and research papers. There is no way you can lie to me that after combining the class content or class material and then the book, the material in the book, because the book just really gives you a broad overview of the topic, and then there is published papers, because those ones are really limited in terms of the pages, depending on the publishing company they are using or the authors are using. So you can't really find so much information about subject in research papers or published papers, but they're also good in expanding your understanding of that field. For now, that's all I have to say. Number 1, have foundation understanding, the basic understanding of the subject before you enter the class. Number 2, be proactive, be very active in class. Then number 3, don't only rely on class material. You have to go outside the class material. Go read the books, combine that with published, research and reviewed articles. That way you cannot fail. You just can't, unless there is a problem with you. Unless there is a problem, to be honest, you cannot fail. You just can't, unless you don't know how to look for material and you don't know how to read. And if you don't know that, of course you'll get to know that and you have to find a solution for that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share my content. My content is needed by so many students who are struggling out there, so please share to your friends. You never know, you might serve somebody who